Hello and welcome everyone to another painting live streaming from Big Child Creatives. My name is Ruben Martinez and I will be painting in the next hour this character from the Kickstarter campaign that is running right now, as you probably know. Let me see the screen with your comments. So I will be very pleased to answer your questions about the campaign, the miniatures, or the painting process. So feel free to ask me whatever you want. Hello to the ones that are seeing this live streaming. A lot of knowed people from the past days. This is the fifth live streaming, and I will be painting the miniature until I'm finished the miniature. So if you don't see the miniature, this is the unmounted miniature, and you can see that this is the pelican. His name is Kitti, and this is the rider. It's called Longspan. And for the live streaming of today, I will be painting the helmet of Longspan. I will use the technique of non-metallic metal. So many of you have some problem with this kind of things, so I hope that I can resolve them. Hola Ricardo. Hello Ricardo. How are you? Glad to see you there. Hello Audrey. One day more being there supporting us. Thank you very much, Audrey. Hello Jaime. How many times? Okay, but before I start to paint the helmet of Longspan, I have over here some special guest for today, and this is our guest, Mrs. Slateheart. This is another miniature from the campaign, and she is the cooker of the crew. Is wonderful. This character is sculpted by Daniel Fernandez Truchaud, and is wonderful. And the painted version is obviously not this, but you can see it in the Kickstarter. Is painted by Enrique Velasco wonderfully, and I like to show you the resin in which are made these miniatures, and this is the material under the paint. So as you can see, is high quality resin, little bit flexible, perfect for painters. Okay, so we must to say goodbye to Mrs. Slateheart in order to continue with the painting process. So, okay, let me see your comments. Si queréis comentar también en español, estaré encantado de contestaros. También en inglés. Que no se diga. Gracias, Erika. Me alegro que te gusten. Before I'll start to paint over the helmet, I will apply some sketched lights over the bird in order to paint the only thing that is not almost painted at all. So at the end, painting this part quickly, I will obtain a more a sensation of a miniature more finished. Okay. You saw the videos before. The first thing that I'll always do is to cover the white parts over the miniature. Hello, Daniel. This is the sculpture that I was talking about. Hello, Alessandra. Nice to see you there. How many people there are today? I think this is why it's Friday, maybe. By the way, I will desaturate a little bit the orange. It's so strong right now. I will add okay. Okay, let's do it quickly in this way. Is the quality of the image good? I am very worried about it because we are trying to improve our streamings, and we are proving this camera, so we hope that the quality of the video will be the best for you in order that you can see all clearly. Okay, I'm doing this quite fast in order to start to painting the helmet. But I think this simple thing, the miniature, will have a more natural look because I'm painting over the white parts that I left the other day. Okay. Hello, Alejandro. And this part the same. If I go out of the camera, please tell me. Okay, it's not finished, but this will help to see better the whole miniature. Later I will refine these kind of things. Okay, I think this part over here is orange too. I love this orange because it's not usual that a bright color like this covers in this way. I'm using, like all of these days, the Chimera colors, as you probably know. Okay, looks better, don't you think? This is the orange that I was using, and you can see how it covers. It's wonderful. And as you saw in the other days, these other colors are the ones that I use for all my mixes. This purple, no, sorry, this magenta, this blue, etc. So, using the same colors for all my mixes, I ensure that all the miniature will have some ambience and some coherence in the color harmony of the miniature. Okay, with this I'll move on to the helmet. Okay. Hola José, tú sí que estás fresquito ahí en la piscina, seguro. Qué envidia. Okay, so for the helmet, as you can see in the concept part is on the right side of the screen, is very classic color for the metal. Is a bluish tone, and for achieve this color, as I told before, I will using colors that I used before in my miniature. This blue I already used in the shadows of the skin, and as well to make the purples of Kitty using the blue mixed with magenta. Okay? So is needed to use the same blue for the reason I told before. And in order to achieve some grayer color, because, sorry, maybe you don't see very well the wet palette, but if I pan out the camera, you didn't see the miniature so close, so I prefer to make the video in this way. So don't worry, because I'm doing the mixes over this part of the palette, so I will hope that you can see the colors. So for me, the most comfortable way to paint is always to prepare in my palette the three primary colors that are yellow, blue, and magenta. Yes, magenta, not red. You can use red, but I prefer to use magenta. And when I want to create a grayer blue like the one is in the illustration for the helmet, I will mix these primary colors them together. You don't need to use black to make a gray color. Okay, so I will take some blue, some yellow, a little bit, and some magenta. And with this, I have a very dark color. It's like black in the screen. It's not black, okay? And because the helmet that I want to paint is more bluish, I will use a little bit of blue in the mix. Okay, so for my metal, this will be my base tone. Let's call this in this way. And for make the lights, I will use, for example, this color, that again is a grayer blue, bright color that I already use in the Traders of Kitti. So I will achieve more coherence in the miniature, as I told before. Okay? So I put a drop of this color, and I start to add to my base color of the metal. And as you can see, I will get some kind of grayer blue. Okay? So I will start to make some sketches on the helmet with this color. How was the week for all of you? Good? I think Friday maybe will be the best day of the week, or maybe Saturday. I don't know. What do you prefer? Okay, for the lights of the helmet, I will choose a main direction for the light. And in this direction, that will be this one, the way that the brush is pointing the miniature. Here I will have a main reflection of the light. So I will paint that in this way. Making small lines or whatever you want. You can make this kind of lines too. It's an sketch. Don't worry about the smooth of the paint. Okay, so for me, this will be the main reflection. With these effects, I try to simulate the way of that the light falls onto the metal. But I don't need to make something realistic. You don't need to make a study on how the light will fall onto the helmet. So don't worry about that. And this main reflection, I will turn down a little bit the miniature in order to reach to this part. Okay, I will extend a little bit this plane of light over here. Perfect. So this is my main reflection, but now I need secondary reflections. Where? Very well, Juan. You get the point. Hola, Hugo. ¿Cómo estás? Ya casi estamos todos aquí otra vez. Perfecto. Okay, I will add these secondary reflections to the surface. So where? Don't worry. Just near the main reflection. And this is the part where you need to play with the brush and the brushstroke. Make something natural. And don't worry, I am sketching. If you done something that is strange for your eye or something like that, you can fix that in this step. Not later when all the helmet will be finished. It's better to make corrections in this part. And this is something intuitive. Okay? And I will add some secondary reflection over here, for example. Oh, perfect. You don't need to extend these secondary reflections as much as the main one, okay? So make it less wider. When you paint the upper parts of the miniatures, is maybe the less comfortable parts to paint of all the miniature. But you can help you putting the finger in some parts in order to have more accuracy. Okay, so the secondary reflection is there, and for the other part of the helmet is something similar. I'll need to choose a main reflection in order that the light comes in this direction, okay? It's clear? Thinner, yeah, look, thank you very much. That's the word that I'm looking for. Okay, so this is my main reflection in this side of the helmet. And in the back part, something similar. Let's choose this main reflection, for example. Quick sketch. And the secondary one, sorry. Look, don't hesitate to help me with my English, please. I'm trying to improve with this kind of live streaming with you, so I can show you how to paint and you can teach me how to speak. Okay, this is the sketch. As you can see, I'm touching the feathers of the helmet, and they are pretty elastic. So if I put the finger too strong, I will break that. But as I said you before, this resin is perfect for painters, as you can see. Okay, so the first sketch is made. So in order to advance, I will add more light to this main reflection and the secondary ones. Okay? To add more light, I will use, you can use whatever you want, but I'm very comfortable using, oh, thank you, Luke. This one, I call this the white. And why this? This is why, because as you can see, it's like a toothpaste. It's more heavy body than the other paints and has a very strong power of lining, to say in some way. So for the non-metallic metal is the trick is achieve the maximum contrast that you can. Okay, contrast, I mean value contrast. The contrast that you make between colors near to the white in the light and the colors near to the black in the shadows. Don't get misunderstood. I don't mean that you need to use black and white. I don't use black in my mixes, as you can show, but I will use this white. This one, you can use whatever you want. This one is very strong. I like it a lot of. But I am more used to use this one, the golden one. Okay, so I'll start to adding white to my mixes. Maybe I added a lot of, but it's not a problem. And other property of the golden white is that is more dense, and for the how's the word? Dani, cuando quiero hacer un degradado. For the gradients. Okay. When I try to make gradients with this white, it's more easy for me. Is less for me. Okay? So I'll start like before for the main reflection, and with this color I don't cover the previous part at all. I leave some color in the boundaries. In this way. Okay? Oh, I'm almost off of the camera. Hola, Carol, ¿qué tal? Es que en el concept no es dorado, pero bueno. Podríamos haberlo hecho dorado, ¿eh? No digo que no. Carolina está dando clases con nosotros, también de forma presencial, aquí en el estudio. Así que os podrá decir qué tal la está yendo. Yo creo que está muy contenta. De hecho, aprovecho para comentaros que si estáis interesados en clases, poneros en contacto con nosotros. ¿Cómo era el correo? cursos@beachchildcreatives.com. y os podemos dar más información. Okay, so I'm starting to make some detailing onto the edge of the rivets of the helmet, okay? And the same for the secondary reflections. I work almost in the same way, and you will start to see that it is starting to looks like metal. This is made by the contrast of the colors. No material on the miniature will have these strong contrasts, so the eye will interpret it like this is metal, and the other things no. So this is the trick, contrast. Okay, so I will continue. Okay, I left this rivet. Perfect. You can see how I apply these little lines in order to make the transitions. It's funny and it's easy. It's some kind of texture. You can make a variety of texture. With your brush. Thank you very much, Carol. Okay, I'll start with the secondary reflections over this part. Something like that. You are so shy today. What's going on? Is everything clear for you? You want to ask me something? Don't hesitate in doing that. Okay, someone asked me about the way that I do the gradients with the brush. If I do glazes, no, I don't make glazes in this step, but I dilute the paint less than for a glaze. Okay, so you don't need to make glazes in order to have a very smooth finish right now. You don't need it. I only dilute a little bit the paint, and the only thing that I make is playing with the brush stroke. I always end my brush stroke on the point where I want to to leave the light. In this way. You see? Okay, I will continue with this part. Making the same thing. As you can see, it's a process very easy to do. The only thing that you need to master is where to put the main reflections and the secondary ones. But with the time, you will get comfortable with that. And don't afraid to make these kind of sketches. These kind of textures. You want to see that? Hola Adrián, ¿qué tal Sergio? A ver, Adrián, estoy usando este pincel. Es un Winsor & Newton de la serie 7 y es un número 1. Suelo pintar con estos pinceles porque tienen bastante buena punta y bueno, son caros, pero al final merece la pena. Se nota la diferencia con los pinceles más baratos. Sobre todo para hacer este tipo de texturas en los que utilizo bastante lo que es la punta del pincel. Es muy importante. As you can see, I'm making lines, teeny lines, one next to the other. Sometimes I make little dots in order to focus the light in this point. I make some points, as you can see. And little lines. This part of the helmet, I'll paint this part later. It's like, I don't know the name, but the only thing that you need to do with this part is highlight the upper part and then separate the little ones in this way. It's so small, this part, that you don't need to paint in the same way that the rest of the helmet. Okay, so in the back part, of course, we have some light sketched, so I will continue with the sketch, adding more light, highlighting some edges in this way. Okay. Por cierto, aprovecho para recordar también, ahora que estaba hablando de las clases asistenciales que tenemos disponibles en el estudio, que este mes además vamos a hacer un curso también de metal no metálico. Esto mismo que estáis viendo ahora, pero más desarrollado. Igual, si estáis interesados, podéis poneros en contacto con nosotros con el correo de cursos@beachildcreatives.com. you can see, talking about the brush, how teeny are the lines that I draw with this. In order to make this part more defined. Okay, I think this step is almost done. I almost forget this part. By the way, I must to tell you something about the campaign that I don't know if when this painting streaming will end is ready, but in the following hours we will announce a new actualization on the campaign, and we will bring you some surprises about the campaign, so stay tuned to that, because we think that you probably will like it. Okay, what do you think? Is like metal or not? This step probably is something similar, but is not metallic. But don't worry, the only thing that we need is more contrast. And gracias, Sergio, me alegro que te guste. Respecto a los colores, ok, suelo usar este tipo de colores, son unos colores de unos compañeros de la marca Quimera. La verdad es que están muy bien, tienen unas propiedades bastante buenas en cuanto a que están muy fuertemente pigmentados, tienen mucho pigmento, mucha potencia de color, y además son bastante cubrientes. Luego el acabado además es bastante mate, pero que si te gusta el acabado este, pues está muy bien, y si no, también lo puedes mezclar con otras pinturas más satinadas, con tintas, porque también mezclándolas con otras pinturas van muy bien, ¿vale? Yo las suelo también mezclar mucho con golden, con pinturas antiguas de Game Workshop, y así consigues las cualidades de cada una de las pinturas, ¿ok? Okay, we will continue adding more contrast, and this will be the last step. So for this, I will add. I don't need to add white directly. I mix the white with a little bit on my previous mixes. So you don't need to reach to pure white. Okay, this will be a little bit weird. And as you can see, this is the touch that we need in order to see the metal flow. Of course, I apply this tone onto the edges, because in this part is where the light will fall directly and catch more light than others. This part, and in this step I don't extend the light too much, only a little bit, in order to make a strong point of light. And for the secondary reflections, you don't need to overexpose this part, only a little bit, less than the main reflections. You can add more of this mix over here in order to make a clear point of focus. But in this part, you don't need to apply this color so much, only a little bit. Tiny line will be perfect. So you can see how it's work. And for the rest of the parts, only I will need to make little lines, little dots of lights, like those. Okay? It's important to highlight the edges, like this one. Okay? I'm insisting in this part because this part is the main reflection. So I insist with this color over here. Okay, here a tiny line will be enough, and this is the effect. Yeah, Audrey. More surprises in order to make the campaign more funny for you. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I will continue doing the same in all the other sides of the helmet. Okay, I will do the teeny part of the detail in order that you can see how you can detail this. The only thing that I need to do is a highlighting over the top part, and as you can see, the sculpture is so well detailed that only passing the brush in this way, you highlight this teeny part, so you don't need to be very precise in order to make that. But I must confess that this miniature from Patrick Masson is incredible, well sculpted, and for these reasons is very easy to paint. And the other thing that I need to highlight is this part, the separation between all the teeny details. So in this way you define this little detail. It is the more tricky part maybe because it's very teeny, but with a good brush and the quality of the resin and the quality of the sculpture is no problem for you, for sure. I'm doing the same in this part. Okay, done. I will add in this part the more light. Hello Andrea, welcome. But we are running out of time, but I think you can see the effect very well in this part. So to finish it, you can add some light points, very tiny, but with almost pure black, but not pure black at all. And you can add these little teeny points of light in this way, so your metal will bright more. This is the trick for the non-metallic metal. I hope that after that you don't see it very difficult to achieve this kind of materials in your miniatures, because this is the trick, the contrast. I made a lot of contrast between almost white and a very dark color, but this contrast is not present in the rest of the miniature. Okay, the skin has his own contrast, but it's not so powerful than this one. So the eye identifies this like metal. That's all. And of course, you need to place the sources of the shining in the direction of the light, but this is easy. Only you need to choose a direction for the light. I love to add this kind of points, but you need to stop in some point. Don't overwork the miniature. It's easy to start doing this, and after some minutes all of your miniature looks white. So believe me, stop before than you think is better for the miniature. So when you are happy, stop. Okay, and I will add some little points in one of them, maybe in this other one too, and this one. Not in all of them, only in those ones. We will extend the light over here and here a little bit, and done. Haha. Hello KWB. What do you think? Do you like it? Okay, so for today that's all, and only to remember to you that on Monday we will be painting the base for the miniature in order to advance the project, and maybe this Monday, the next Monday or the Tuesday, we will finish our painting live streamings for this miniature, Longspan and Kitti, but we will have some surprises for you in order to see you there as the way of these days. So let me take a look at the Kickstarter before leaving, because I'm not sure if the surprises that I'm talking before to you are now announced. So let's see, let me see. Okay, need to. Oh, I think those are the surprises that I was talking about to you. So just take a look, and we hope that you like it. That's all for today. Have a nice weekend, and see you on Monday at the same hour. Okay, thank you very much to all for your support and for being there with us. Bye bye.